One of the questions that has always been interesting was whether Arab and Muslim voters were going to follow through on their promise not to vote for Democrats because of their anger over how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been funding and arming the Israeli destruction of Gaza and now Lebanon, killing their relatives, watching carnage in the places that they're from. And unlike a lot of people who are in the left wing of the Democratic Party who always get spit on and have no leverage and don't ask for anything and get nothing and still give their votes in return, it was pretty clear that these voters were very serious in a swing state in Michigan where Kamala Harris absolutely needs the Arab and Muslim vote because usually it's overwhelming. 9 out of 10 Muslim and Arab voters usually vote Democrat. And yet these voters showed that they meant business. Here from the Detroit News, Trump wins Dearborn Heights amid fury over Gaza and Lebanon wars. These are the two cities in Michigan with the highest, most concentrated Muslim populations. Trump won them. Trump went around the country saying, and he went to these places and said, why would you vote for Kamala Harris when she's carrying Liz Cheney around with you? Remember Liz Cheney, the person whose father invaded Iraq and bombed the shit out of the Middle East, as he put it, while his daughter was working at his side and cheered every step of the way? Why would you vote for somebody like that? I don't want wars, said Trump. I want to end wars. Quote, Trump won Dearborn, the nation's largest Arab American city, the nation's largest Arab majority city, 42.5% to 36% over Democrat Vice President Kamala Harris, or a margin of more than 6 percentage points. Green Party nominee Jill Stein, who selected a Palestinian American running mate, I don't actually believe that's true. I don't think Bush wears a Palestinian American running mate. I think he's a black American Muslim. Pulled over 18% of the vote in Dearborn, according to the city's unofficial results. That, to me, is karmic justice. The Democrats not only funded and armed Israel without any kind of limits or end, they wouldn't even let a Palestinian American speak at their convention, including the kind of lame, subservient ones who just wanted to stand up and say, I'm Palestinian and I'm here to endorse Kamala Harris. They just didn't want to have anything to do with Palestinians. And the Palestinians knew that. And they said, we're not going to let you spin on us and then get our vote. Unlike the standard kind of Bernie left that just follows and snaps into line behind the Democratic Party, they followed through on their promise. And Democrats from here on out know that you can't take those people for granted and take their votes for granted if you expect to win. Listen to what Donald Trump said when he visited Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he actually visited Dearborn and another very predominantly Muslim town where he said much of the same thing. Listen to how he talked about the concern to Muslim voters versus how Kamala Harris did.
And why would Muslims support Kamala when she embraces Muslim-hating Liz Cheney? Can you believe Liz Cheney, a total loser, whose father brought years of war and death to the Middle East? Why would you support somebody if you're from the Middle East or even associated with the Middle East? Why would you be supporting somebody with a Cheney family? The father killed more Arabs than any human being on earth. He pushed Bush, and they went into the Middle East. This person cannot be a president. She's too weak, too foolish to represent America on the world stage.
Now, Trump was so respectful there of how he talked to Muslims that, I don't know if you noticed this, but usually when Americans or people in the West talk about Muslims, they say Muslims. That's the typical way that in American discourse you speak about that group of people, Muslims, Muslim voters, people from Muslim countries. But when people from the Middle East say it, they say Muslim. And if you say Muslim, they notice that and take it as a sign of respect. Trump even went so far as to use that pronunciation, Muslim. Why would you vote for a candidate dragging Liz Cheney around when she and her father killed more Arabs on this planet than anybody alive? And obviously that worked. I'm sure it wasn't just that, but I'm sure that helped as well. Now, just to underscore the point about the stupidity of carrying around Liz Cheney, the utter lack of benefit. Here is a poll compiled by the group Stats for Lefties that's based on CNN numbers. Here you can see in the 2020 election, 6% of Democrats voted for, 6% of Republicans rather, voted for, no, I'm sorry, this is how registered Republicans voted. So among Republicans, 94% voted for Trump, 6% voted for Joe Biden. In 2024, in the election last night, that number basically stays the same, although went a little bit down. It went from 6 to 5% of Republicans voting for Kamala Harris. So this whole industry of never Trump scumbags and these con artist groups and hyping Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney absolutely achieved nothing other than alienating a huge number of people, making Kamala seem even more establishmentarian and vacant of any beliefs than she actually is. She thought it was so clever because the media told her it was. Oh, this election isn't about substantive policy or improving people's lives. This is about saving our democracy, this abstract thought. But when you're struggling to buy groceries and food for your family, those things, those abstract values don't move you. When you're a very wealthy cable anchor, you have the luxury of caring more about those things. And that again shows that breach.
Thanks for watching this clip from System Update, our live show that airs every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern exclusively on Rumble. You can catch the full nightly shows live or view the backlog of episodes for free on our Rumble page. You can also find full episodes the morning after they air across all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify and Apple. All the information you need is linked below. We hope to see you there.